Dopamine and the Cannabinoids, or the dance of the shark and the whales. I'm Lex Pelger. I do canna education for CV Sciences. I maintain the science archive, CVResearch.info, with more data on all of this. This is a new account, so you can help us out a lot with a like, comment, share, or follow. I wrote an article last year all about how dopamine is unfairly put in the box as your neurotransmitter of addiction, and that's just not right. I start off the article with an example about how when a kitten is born, they have this inborn tendency to lick their paws, but they don't really know how to clean themselves, and if no one ever teaches them, then they'll spend the rest of their life being bedraggled. But if a parent comes and teaches them how to clean themselves, every time they learn a little bit better, they get a shot of dopamine. It is the reward for learning. And so the better name for dopamine would be your neurotransmitter of learning and curiosity. And that's probably why dopamine is so ancient and conserved. It's found in things like jellyfish, hydra, corals, very simple creatures. It probably goes back 500 million years to the very birth of the first nervous systems. Now, dopamine is involved in so many important aspects of our behavior, such as motivation, motor control, executive function, even things like lactation and sexual gratification. And the endocannabinoids are also involved in all of those things as well. There's a strong overlap between these two systems. For instance, if you give endocannabinoids to a rat, it uses a dopamine receptor to make them make love more often. However, gender differences can exist, as they often do with the cannabinoids, and if you give cannabis extract to mice, the males will have more difficulty achieving erection, while the females will be more interested in sex. In terms of motivation, if you block the CB1 receptor, the first discovered cannabinoid receptor that we have, it lowers the level of dopamine as well as the reward-seeking behavior, so hinting at how it can be helpful for substance abuse disorders. Conversely, in an animal model of PTSD, if you activate that CB1 receptor, they are more quickly going to forget that fear stimuli and going back to doing the thing that they were doing before, hinting at how it could be helpful for PTSD. Of course, each of those could be videos on their own, but let's run over some of the other ways that it's involved. In the eyes, the CB1 receptor works as a dopamine receptor to help your cones and rods differentiate between night and day. In rats, when they get obese, the changes seem to be mediated by the endocannabinoid system and the dopamine system. In the brain, a lot is happening. The endocannabinoid 2-AG helps to regulate brain plasticity via a dopamine pathway. In neuronal tissues, CBD helps to protect your neurons that produce dopamine, which is actually quite a small area. Then lots of research on neurodegenerative diseases, and finally, endocannabinoids may help with depression via the dopamine.